Hey, Dream Tracers. This is Anthony Hayes, and you're listening to Chasing Dreams with Amy J.
Welcome to Chasing Dreams podcast with Amy J. Amy believes that realizing a life without regrets is achieved by taking chances, chasing your dreams, making moves, and overcoming your doubts. The Chasing Dreams podcast will help you overcome life's obstacles, believe in your potential, and inspire you to face your fears. And now here's the woman who is passionately pursuing her dreams, Amy J.
Hey, Dream Chasers. Thank you so much for tuning in to episode 171 of Chasing Dreams. Before we go any further, a word from our sponsors. This episode is sponsored by our Patreon campaign supporters. Thanks to all of you for not just your monetary support, but for also believing in my mission to help inspire, empower, and equip people to chase their dreams. Your help makes it possible for me to continue that work. For more information on our Patreon campaign, and or if you'd like to donate $1 a month to help keep the show going, you can learn more at amyj21.com/Patreon. That's Patreon, Patreon. Thanks again. Guys, I'm so excited to introduce you to a friend of mine. This has been a long time coming. I'm not sure what the delay was, but it is what it is. Here he is, Anthony Hayes. Anthony has lived in darkness of depression and anxiety for years. That was over a decade ago. Anthony has since become an author, a podcaster, blogger, and most importantly, a father. He's a good friend, and I am so excited to have him here today and for you guys to hear our conversation. We had a lot of fun with it. So here it is. Hey, Anthony, welcome to the show.
Hey, Amy. Hi, how are you? Thank you for having me.
You know, I don't know how we haven't had you sooner. It's a mystery of the world, but you are here finally.
Yes. Yeah. What's up with that?
I don't know. I mean,
I see you at the conference. You go away.
We've talked about it. We've said, hey.
We talk and spitball, and it's okay. We're here. It's fine.
We've made it happen. And guys, I wanted Anthony on the show, not just because he's such an awesome person, but because of his journey, his story.
Don't lie to your listeners.
All right. You guys, you could decide for yourself. How about that? Is that fair? You could decide for yourself. But, you know, also because I like having my cool friends on. So that's not a lie. That's not a lie. How are you?
Awesome. It's been a really good week. I know for some people it, may not have been, but that's why we're here today, to spread the love, spread the good vibes. And if you're listening and you're not having a good week today, we hope that this changes it for you.
You know, we're at the end of 2018, and that's actually something we probably should talk about, vibes and whatnot, and how, how your vibes for 2018 don't have to necessarily follow you into 2019. And some of them maybe you do want to follow into 2019. But I mean, you talk about spreading good vibes. Is that something easy for you? Like, did you have good vibes for 2018?
I could really use like a refresher and a restart. Mm-hmm. You know, we recently relocated. We moved to another state, so things have been kind of like a roller coaster ride since we've been here, and we're really just finding our rhythm. So I think starting this new year off fresh would be just great all around for everyone. So there's been some great things along the way, so I can hold on to those. But everybody needs a refresher every now and again. So I'm ready to rock. Let's do this. I
gotta say, New Year's is a big time for people to have those fresh starts. So guys, this is your chance.
Yes, go to the gym. Sign up for gym membership.
Why is that the first thing you go with?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, to that point, physical fitness is an important part of one's health.
Yes. And your physical health greatly affects your mental health and vice versa. So.
Wait. So I love that saying. So your physical health affects your mental health and your mental health affects your physical health?
Absolutely. Yeah.
How does one play into the other?
Well, if you look good, you feel good, So if you're, and not to mention all the chemical releases that go on, the stress that you're able to relieve from going from the gym, it all really, really comes full circle. There's a real balance there. So whether it's going to the gym or even just doing yoga is so amazing. I mean, if you're scared about going to the gym, working out, go on YouTube and check out Yoga with Adriene. She's got 3 million. Okay, maybe not 3 million, but she's got a ton of videos and they're free and it's awesome. She does 30-day challenges. So if you want to start your New Year's off right and find that balance, yoga would be a great way for you to ease back into it.
So at what point did you kind of realize that physical health affects your mental health and mental health affects your physical health?
When I stopped working out.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. I went on hiatus for a really long time. And when I got back into it, I could see the effects almost immediately and feel the effects almost immediately. Now,
did you get back into it knowing that would affect you, or just because you wanted to get back into it?
Yeah, no, I definitely, it's one of those pieces of self-care that, whether you go to the gym 2-3 times a week or 5 or 7 days a week or some type of physical fitness or exercise, I know all too well the positive effects that it has on your body, on your brain, and just your overall well-being. So it was definitely long overdue, but you just gotta stick with it, whether it's just a little bit here, a little bit there. Just make time for yourself. It's really important.
I think there's a great distinction you just made, though, is making time for yourself. I gotta admit, I don't often do that, or I make time for myself, but it's for something else,
Right. Be selfish. Be selfish for once. You deserve it.
It's hard. I mean, have you always found a way to be selfish, or is that something that you kind of worked yourself up to?
I think like anybody else, I go through periods where, I focus a lot on my family, my daughter, and then I kind of forget about myself in there.
It's easy to get lost.
But I think, like anything else, you kind of, reevaluate your, if you're not healthy, if you're not taking care of yourself, you can't take care of other people. So when it comes down to that, when I found myself slipping in some way, I'm like, wait a sec, did I go to the gym today? Did I eat a good meal today? Did I take vitamins today? And then you can kind of, start over, start the day over, start that whole process over again.
Oh, you said something interesting. So if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of someone else. It's almost like that. I just recently came back from India, guys, traveling. So this is like fresh in my head. When the flight attendants tell you with the oxygen mask, right?
Yeah.
You're supposed to put it on yourself first.
Exactly.
Before you help the kids next to you.
Well, yeah, if you pass out, then you're not very much help, are you?
Yeah, but I never thought of it that way. Like, I never understood why we wouldn't, secure the kid first with oxygen for ourselves.
Yeah, and many people do. Many people do.
I mean, who knew that flight attendant safety guideline would be something you can apply to daily life?
Right? Isn't that weird, the lessons that we learn in the weird places?
Yes, because what you're saying is, take care of yourself so that you are able to take care of someone else. And I never thought of it that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Everything comes full circle. It's crazy.
Well, because I have a hard time being selfish.
Well, you know what? Maybe you should go out and buy yourself a new pair of shoes today. How about that?
Okay. I will do so.
Okay, good.
It's the holidays and there are sales. So I'm
yes, you deserve it.
Thank you, Anthony. I think I will.
You're welcome. I like the red ones. With the big heels. I think you should get those.
I'll see what my options are and see where it goes from there. But
okay.
Well, okay, so no. Okay, so I'm going to do something selfish today. What is something selfish you could do for yourself today?
Me?
Right? Because you telling me to be selfish was very selfless of you.
Yeah.
But how do you be selfish for yourself?
What could I do today?
Maybe treat yourself to some ice cream?
I was going to say chocolate.
That'll work.
But we may have some ice cream, so that could work too. Or I could put the chocolate on top of the ice cream.
Ooh.
And get really crazy.
Ooh. Oh, I recommend.
Everybody's listening. They're like, oh my God, I'm so hungry. Stop talking about food. Sorry, guys.
I think you should do that because it's interesting how difficult it was for you and for me to come up with something selfish for us to do for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But I could come up with something for you. You could come up with something for me. But doing it for ourselves is not so easy for us.
Right? It takes a minute.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people are the same way.
Well, yeah. And guys, I think we owe it to ourselves, as we just demonstrated with the whole flight safety analogy. We have to take care of ourselves. And I think that gets lost.
Man, you guys are, wow. I gotta go back and listen to this for myself because you guys are getting so many awesome tips, life tips. You're gonna listen to this and you're gonna be like, wow. Well, I am so much a better person because I listened to Chasing Dreams today.
Anthony's dropping like nuggets left and right, but I'm going to take everyone back in Anthony's life. Let's go back because you wrote a book, and guys, the link to the book will be in the show notes. The Science of Being, Surviving Depression. Mm-hmm. Right. The topic of mental health is one, I do a theme every year. For myself, like a motivating theme for each year. And this year's 2018 was Just Be You. Because I think...
Ooh.
Thank you. I really enjoy that one. I think that mental health is something we don't often think about, just like being selfish is something we don't think about. And you have had a lot of experience with mental health outside of your book that made me also want to talk to you about this because... like being selfish, we don't think about it for ourselves. It's easy to make comparisons and judgments on other people's mental health and, assumptions and presumptions that are inaccurate, most likely. But for ourselves, it's not something we talk about. Mm-hmm. And so you wrote this book, Science of Being, Surviving Depression. Why did you write this book?
I wrote this book as a therapy session. For myself at the time when I was diagnosed with major depressive disorder in like 2004, along with ADHD and like bouts of insomnia as well. And I was jokingly saying, oh yeah, I'm writing a book. And I was walking around with a clipboard for months and just plain white pieces of paper and writing down what I was going through, what I was feeling. And there was a lot of naysayers. It was like, oh yeah, you're never going to write a book. Where can I get it on ajzon.com? Or, it was stupid comments like that. And they just kept me going. And it really wasn't even a book at first. And it took a really long time to compile all the information. But I was finally able to do that and make it digestible and get it edited. I have an amazing editor. And just put the whole thing together, and it turned out to be something pretty great.
So when you talk about the subject matter, right, and how you were diagnosed, was that a self-diagnosis, or was that clinically you went to a doctor? And if so, what prompted it?
Yeah, I kind of woke up one morning. There wasn't a real trigger or trauma, and I just felt like off. Like something was, and that wasn't my usual chipper, charismatic self. And I talked to a doctor friend of mine, and they referred me to a psychologist, and it kind of just went from there. And not self-diagnosed, but self-realization really led to the taking care of it.
How long do you think you went before you had this self-realization? Because I think oftentimes people expect there to be a big event, and while that is true in some cases, sometimes it's not.
As far as getting myself in, getting a doctor's appointment, that was almost immediate, but it took several years to really take it seriously and to not fall back on old habits and to really try hard to change and to want to change, because you have to want to change when it comes down to it. Mm-hmm. And it took several years to really find the balance, to find the therapy that worked for me, the motivation, the medications. So it was, it's all very trial and error, especially when it comes to mental health, because there's so many things going on.
Oh, absolutely.
With chemical reactions and serotonin in your body that needs to be fixed and balanced out. If that's the route you so choose to go. And obviously you would want to consult with a medical professional, because I am not one by any means. But it's been a long journey. And it needs constant maintenance. I do it every day. So.
Oh, really? Okay. So that's something else, I guess. I mean, oftentimes people go to the doctor. I broke my arm. Okay. You're in a sling for 8 weeks and then some therapy and you're healed. It's done. It's over. So what you're saying is it's not necessarily the case with mental health?
No, it's a lot more trickier. There's so many different things going on, and there's changes happening in your body daily, daily struggles, things like that. So you have to have that guidance, and that professional opinion, and that balancing act. You have to have a team behind you. So it's I have a standing appointment I go every 3 months now, because I'm really I have things way more under control than I used to. I used to go like every week, then I went bi-weekly, then I went monthly.
That's great.
So I go every about 3 months now, but it's taken a long time to get to that point, and it's taken a lot of hard work, and I would not change it for the world.
One of the things I think, I guess is curious for you, is when it came to diagnosing and you heard the words probably mental health uttered, right? Did you balk at it and just live in denial of some sort? Because mental health often has the stigma surrounding it that people shy away from it or are in denial of it or just run away from it. Did you ever experience that when you were kind of going through this diagnosis process? I was almost naive to it. I really didn't know so much about that until a lot of research, because I'm constantly reading about psychology and mindset. And I didn't really realize about the stigma until I was like in it, full on. And this was years later. And it's like one of my missions is to, be able to shatter that stigma and to get out there and talk about it and to do things like this, here with you today, and to just let people know, it's all right. If you, just like you said, if you go to the doctor and break your arm, if you have a mental health issue, there's a doctor for that too. It's completely normal. I love that. I love that you say that it's normal, because I think, I have had moments and bouts of depression. I have had anxiety attacks, and I never thought of it as something normal. I was always scared or thought, what's wrong with me because of that? And it's only years later, as a teenager, I'm having this. It's only years later that I look back and think, that's normal. That's, I'm not the only one having this. There's nothing wrong with experiencing that. And only years later was I able to actually put a name on it.
Right. Yeah. And that's, that's not your fault. That's not our fault. It's, we were ill prepared. We didn't have the tools. We weren't taught about this in school. Society told us it's, you should be ashamed to talk about these things. It's hush hush. So it really, you can blame whoever you want as long as it's not yourself.
Yeah. And, these conversations, the ones you and I are having right now, and, the concept of it and the theme for this year, that's one of the reasons why for my birthday, I wanted to raise money for Mental Health America, because I think, helping them, because I think we raised over, was it $1,000? Well, we definitely raised over $1,000.
I think it was close to like 1,500 or something like that.
Something like that. It's now in December, so I'm trying to remember, but it was over 15.
Whatever it was awesome.
It was amazing. Anthony was kind enough to donate as well, and I will be facing my fear of heights at the end of December before 2018 ends, in thanks to all of you. But one of the reasons I wanted to raise money was because Mental Health America is one of those resources to help people and provides testing.
Yes.
And so important.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's free screenings out there. Aside from Mental Health America, NAMI is a really, really great organization as well, National Alliance on Mental Illness, and a lot of other great resources out there and people and things in your community. You actually you'd be surprised. There's stuff going on every day. You just got to kind of look for it. So if you can find one of those great websites like Mental Health America and click around in there, there's bound to be a little community link or classes. I did some free classes here in Virginia that were paid for by the state, and just get that knowledge. Just to get that knowledge and to be aware, whether you have mental health issues or not, just to be aware of your friends and family and those around you so that you can be there for them and you can have a little bit of knowledge to maybe know what's going on when they don't.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I think one of the things that I'd like to change and that I hope, changes with time is the stigma surrounding it and how it's okay to talk about it. It's okay to have conversations with your friends. In fact, it's important with your family when you're not feeling well, when you're down, when you're stressed. Don't let it build up and inside of you until, you lose your mind. That's not healthy either.
Yeah. And I think that paradigm, I think that access is shifting, with more and more celebrities coming.
Oh, that's true.
In the media and them having that voice to be able to reach a lot of people, and share their experiences. I think that has a lot to do with it. And, in some cases we've lost some people along the way.
Sure.
Which is unfortunate. But as long as we have those advocates, we can reach more and more people and, prevent, things like suicide and self-harm from happening to begin with.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of an arrogance to thinking you are never going to be susceptible to mental health issues. It's something that affects everyone, regardless of your gender, regardless of your race, or regardless of your educational or status in life. It affects everyone across the board.
It doesn't discriminate. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I've said that before and I totally agree.
Because I think in Indian culture, to admit weakness, to admit that you are not 100%, that you have, it's not heard of. I mean, unfortunately, people will rather suffer in silence and ignorance. Yes. And that's a shame. And I don't think, for all my Desis out there who are listening, for Asians, anyone, minorities, whatever, it doesn't matter what race, culture, actually, to be honest, don't suffer in silence. It's okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, to your point, you said that there are a lot of advocates out there now. I know a few, Shawn Mendes, Chris Wood, Taraji P. Henson just started a foundation also. I mean, there's so many, it's necessary. So if you're afraid to find help or you think you're alone, I think Anthony and I are here to tell you you're not.
Not at all. And there's so many times where I'll be talking to someone or something will come up in conversation and I'll be like, oh yeah, I've taken that antidepressant before, or, something, just a little comment like that. And somebody I've known a long time will look at me and they'll be like, wait, hold on, you have depression? What just happened? Because they don't know, and it is a lot more common than you would think. Yeah. Just some people are either embarrassed or scared to talk about it. And, like you said, there's, yourself, you've, had issues with anxiety, and a lot of people do. And just because you don't have issues with anxiety every day doesn't mean, that you need to be, ashamed of those instances where you do, because it's just something normal that happens.
Yeah. And, you said something which I want to focus on for a second, is how somebody you knew heard you just kind of mentioned something in passing and they were like, wait, you have depression? And I think it's because you live a full functioning life. And I think people often, at least I thought, before I knew better, I thought if you had a mental health issue, right, whatever it was, then you would not have a full functioning life, in the sense of you would just be debilitated and on the side of the road, what TV portrays,
Yep. In a padded room with a straight jacket.
Absolutely. So the fact that, you said it so casually is like, wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
But
and it's taken a lot of work to get to that point. And for a lot of people, they can't function because they have a culmination of a lot of different mental health issues going on to the point where they can't function. But to get to this point, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of maintenance, but it's something you have to do for yourself to get better. And, I have my moments. I'll be, there'll be a couple of days here and there where on my day off, I just got to sleep all day. That's my thing. I kind of just hang out, I'll sleep and keep to myself. Because I do have those, little dips and dives and things, and those days happen. There's nothing I can do about it. And I just kind of roll with it and go on with it the next day and, see what happens from there. But my down days are way, way, way less frequent than they used to be. I mean, I would lay in bed for like days on end, like 4 or 5 days, in my worst, darkest days. And that doesn't happen anymore. And this helps. This is therapy for me.
But that, you getting past that was because you got help?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Because I want people to understand, you got help. It wasn't something, you may have been able to figure out on your own. I don't want to speak for you, but you did get help.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's okay to reach out to other people. You don't have to be so proud and so macho. I'm a man and we're talking about feelings. Ooh, you know what I mean? Like, it's okay. It's okay. You can still grow a beard and drink, craft beers. You're still a guy. You still have feelings. It's okay.
Well, to your point earlier in our conversation, right? Physical health affects your mental health. Mental health affects your physical health. If you are suffering from mental health and you're not taking care of it, you're going to see physical manifestations of that.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Depression can lead to exhaustion, you staying in bed, not being able to do anything. It can lead one thing to the other.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because all that stuff is connected. Your brain is the most powerful, tool that you have. It's amazing. And we don't utilize nearly enough of it. And, those chemical reactions that are going on, everything is connected to it. So if your brain's not working right, your body won't work right. And it's science. There's nothing you can really argue about that.
It's interesting because, I want to make it clear when you go to get help for your mental health, it's for you. It's not for other people. It's for you. That being said, keep in mind that how you act and how you feel can have a ripple effect, though. Oh,
yeah, definitely. Yeah, your loved ones will definitely feel it. I put a lot of people through a lot of crapola before I decided to, stop self-medicating and, stop, drinking or doing drugs or whatever I was doing and staying out, and not coming home at night. A lot of people worried about me for a long time, and they couldn't be prouder of me now.
When you were going through that, though, did that even occur to you that other people were being affected by how you were?
It's tough to say, really. I'm sure deep down somewhere in there I knew, but I wasn't able to do something about it or to care enough at the time because I didn't care about myself.
In my head, I'm like, how could you not care about yourself? But it's possible, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. You become self-destructive and you just lose all control.
Wow.
As long as you hold on to the light, the darkness, you can get through it. So that's what I'm here to tell you today. So it's not all doom and gloom, people.
No. And, to your point earlier, when we first started, we're shining a light. This is some positivity for you guys today, right? Anthony is a survivor.
Like quite literally. Like I tried to jump off a building.
Okay, now you got to follow it up because you.
Oh yeah, sorry, that was awkward. I never told you that before.
It's like, what? I mean, go ahead. He's okay though. Now.
Yes, I'm here. I am. Yeah, there was times where I'd be, sitting in my room drinking and so depressed, and this was way before I got help. Sitting there alone. I had nobody. Well, I mean, I had people. They just weren't physically with me. And I would often idealize these, I'm not good enough. Why am I here? I should just take my life, because in my mind, it all became too much just to deal with the emotion and what I call the emotional technology that's going on. And, to the point where I went up the fire escape and I was hanging out at the time, just drinking a couple of beers and smoking cigarettes up on the roof. And I was just like, F it. And if I wasn't so intoxicated, I would have been able to lift my leg over the wall of the roof, but I just physically I was so intoxicated I couldn't do it. I ended up just passing out up on the roof, but I had every intention to jumping off the building that night. And a lot of people don't know that, but I couldn't and I didn't, because there was something greater in the universe that didn't allow me to do that. And that's why this message is so important to me, to be able to tell people that, your life does matter, and that, no matter what you're going through, as dark as the rabbit hole is, I've been there too. And I'm here to tell you that things can and will get better, and things have never been better in my life than they are right now. And it just took unfortunate circumstances to get here. There's
a light at the end of the tunnel, guys.
Yeah, all the cliches are true.
Yeah,
I hate that.
It's cliche for a reason, though, right? I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I know people get frustrated. Oh, such a cliche. It's a cliche.
Yeah, they're so true.
Yes.
I hate it, but they are.
They are. You are proof of it. You are proof that the cliches are true. And guys, get help. I think that's the biggest message I want to share is, whether it's talking to someone you trust, going and reaching out to Mental Health America, if you need to reach out to one of us, please do.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I put myself out there all the time. I went to a course, so I have a certification now. So if somebody is in crisis, I'm able to handle, I'm able to handle that situation, to avoid them from, type of self-harm and stuff like that. And I hope to continue that education to be able to help and reach others and to prevent tragedies from happening. And then, there's some other great tools that people would not think about that could really help. Writing, is so therapeutic. It helped me. If you can't speak your feelings, write them down. And, you don't even have to show it to other people. It could just be for yourself. And music got me through so much. Oh my God. There's so many great effects on your mental health that music can have. I think Bob Marley said it the best. He said, when the music hits, you feel no pain. And when I heard that, I was like, wow, that is heavy, man. And he's so right. He's so right.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this before I let you go, Anthony.
No, don't go.
Well, so that people can continue chasing their dreams, we got to let them go.
Okay.
But
sorry.
What is one thing you would recommend to a dream chaser today to take action for?
Create small habits every single day that are going to propel you to bigger, better, more attainable goals and bigger habits. Integrate those into your daily life. Try new things. Don't be stagnant. Don't do the same thing every day. Do something that scares you. Do something, don't do anything crazy, but step out of your comfort zone, because being content never got anybody anywhere.
That's deep and true. That's deep and true.
Yeah. it's going to be scary, but just try it.
Yeah. Guys, that is awesome advice, and one I second that you should be doing for sure. Anthony, thank you so much for coming on and just talking with me today about this, because I think it's a very important topic, and I don't know anyone better than you to have that conversation with also.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. And I hope to see you at some conferences next year.
Absolutely. And guys, that was Anthony Hayes. Isn't he awesome? I just loved our conversation. And we could have kept on going. We really could have. But everybody has a life. And so we couldn't. But hopefully he'll come back on the show and we'll keep talking about it down the road. So guys, you can learn more about Anthony over on the show notes page at amyj21.com/episode 171. That's episode 171. Until next time, keep chasing.
Thank you so much for listening to Chasing Dreams. Amy would love to connect with you and hear all about your pursuit of chasing your dreams. Connect with her on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram via @ChasingDreamsHQ. Or you can find Amy on Twitter @AmyJ21. That's AIMEEJ21. Be sure to visit headquarters over at ChasingDreamsHQ.com for more inspiration, motivation, and resources to help with your own dream chase. We hope you'll join Amy next week, and until then, keep chasing.